It is always good to be back with my BBUC family, especially right after the 4th of July. And thank you for your... Oh, I was afraid that was my sound post. I thought something else was going to go. Thank you for your patience. I had not planned on saying anything, but I thought that I might as well bring up a little thing that will help sort of introduce the piece that I'm going to play for you. I've been looking at, how you get sucked into the rabbit hole of YouTube, and I've been looking at different little vlogs on YouTube, and this one particular vlog is a vlog that's by a British guy who brings his family on, and they sort of critique different videos that were done by foreigners that have come to the United States for the World Cup, and they have seen what's going on in the United States, and they're all shocked because they were lied to in their own country. They thought all the news they saw was just drama and horrible and terrible things going on in the United States, and they come here and they go, my God, this is a supermarket, Walmart? Or this is Buc-ee's? Or, Texas Roadhouse? I can't believe this, or just, so many amazing things. And I was thinking for our 4th of July, just like me breaking a string, we go through times where things are just sort of out of our control and just unbelievably not good. But at the same time, we have to reconcile that fact with the fact how amazingly great our country is and how much, we have to be proud of, and how much other people from other countries come here and are just amazed with all the things that we have available to us. So this piece is called Soppin' the Gravy. And if you've ever had one of those family meals that are just like so good that you don't want it to end, and so you just take that last crust of bread and you just go at it. You just go and just clean the plate that way. This piece, I hope, brings you a little bit of that joy. Enjoy.
That is an excellent piece of Americana, and then the phrase "soppin' the soppin' the gravy" makes me want to go to Cracker Barrel for breakfast after this. So maybe we get a caravan together and go. Our opening words this morning were written by Maureen Cullerin. It's called the 4th of July Meditation. Spirit of life and love, I come before you, black and brown and red and yellow and alabaster. I come longing for the simpler days that truly never were our lot, and I am an American. Hear these voices as in the complexity of our days. I am Christian and humanist, Muslim and Jew, pagan and atheist and Buddhist, and you, and I am an American. I am one who fought for my country, and I am at the same time one who protested war, and I am an American. Amongst the divisions of our days, I've struggled in poverty, and I've accepted the profits of wealth, and I am an American. I am an owner of weapons, and I am one who would control our nation's guns by limiting the who's and what's and how's, and I am an American. As light is shown on our divisions, I live with often unacknowledged privilege, and I am moved to rage at the complexity of intersecting oppressions, and I am an American. In the challenge of our days, I am one who supports my country, right or wrong, and I am one who claims the traditions of dissent, and I am an American. In this polarized season, I am Democrat and I am Republican. I am libertarian and I am independent. I am green and I am confused. And I am an American. Spirit of hope, sit with us in our diversities. Help us hear one another in our divisions. Grant that, beginning in this community, we may honor one another's truths and know that a just and faithful tomorrow begins here in our hearts. For with all our problems, with all our pain, with all our limitations and mistakes, we are Americans. Our worship begins with the lighting of the chalice. This simple ritual of gesture and words is unique to Unitarian Universalism and reinforces our belief that we are each a light in this world. For many, it awakens a spirit of reverence, shared community, and hope. This morning, I'll ask Robert Clark to come forward and light our chalice. The reading for the chalice lighting today was written by Tracy Bleakney, and it's called A Lighting for a Service on the Separation of Church and State. This chalice burns with twin flames. The first flame burns for those who seek and defend the right to a free and responsible search for truth and meaning, so each person may live according to conscience in a democratically elected society. The second flame burns for the defenders of freedom, working against those who would impose their own religious beliefs on others through intimidation or legislation. May we tend this fire always, ever vigilant and courageous in the struggle for freedom and justice for all. Thank you, Robert. A call to worship is also known as a doxology, which is a short hymn or spoken prayer that functions as a statement of faith and often serves as a shared communal response. I ask you to please rise, embody your spirit, and join us in singing our call to worship. The words are in your order of service and on the screen. You may not know this, but our call to worship is an adaptation of a hymn written by the Reverend Isaac Watts in 1719. The Reverend Watts was a prolific and very popular hymn writer and is credited with over 750 hymns in his lifetime, many of which are still being sung today in various languages all over the world. This congregation has made further adaptations to his original writing, which was then adapted by the Protestants and many other people. And ours is even different. If you compare it to what's published in the UUA's hymnal, it's number 381, if you're curious. It's a little different. So good morning. Welcome to Buckman Bridge Unitarian Universalist Church, which we efficiently and lovingly refer to as BBUUC. I am Jennifer Bacmeister, a longtime member and your worship leader this morning. My pronouns are she and her, and it is a lovely morning to worship together. We have announcements from the Social Action Committee. Thank you to everyone who signed up to sponsor backpacks for Beyond 90. As a result, we have achieved our commitment to fill 50 backpacks. If you did not bring in your individually sorted supplies today, please bring them next Sunday. That's a deadline, next Sunday. If you signed up, you can also take your backpacks home today and bring them back filled next week. I would also like to remind everybody as we move into summer, I think we're into summer, don't forget to gather water for our homecoming and water sharing service in the fall. That's all the announcements. Don't forget to check out the order of service along with our many other methods of communication to find out all of the goings-on here at BBUUC. One of my favorite parts of creating a worship service is learning about UU, generally by falling down an internet rabbit hole, similar to a YouTube rabbit hole, while I'm looking for reading or information about an author or an artist. That's where the information about the doxology came from, because I didn't know that. The UUA used to sponsor a religious education program called Tapestry of Faith. Some of you may have participated in it. I see a lot of nodding. They don't support it anymore. The material is still out there, though. And this is the introduction that was offered in the Faith Like a River module, which was written by Jessica York. Unitarian Universalism is a living faith. We think that people should be free to believe what they must believe, the truth of their life experiences, instead of professing belief in what they are told to believe. This is what we mean when we say ours is a creedless religion. Creeds are often associated with orthodoxy or straight teaching. Those who do not agree with the teaching and the beliefs stated in the creed are often labeled as heterodoxical or even heretical. I like heretical better. Being a living faith means that any one of us can change what we believe if we experience a deeper truth that contradicts our previous beliefs. But in order to change, we must be open to new thoughts, new ideas, and new experiences. We have to have our ears open to hear the experiences of the people with whom we share community. There's a saying that people were created with 2 ears and 1 mouth because we should listen twice as much as we speak. When we come together in community, we have the opportunity to listen to each other and gain a perspective greater than what we would have done alone. Sometimes we listen with our ears. When you are part of a sacred, beloved community, you listen not only with your ears, but also with your heart. Isn't that a great description? I really embrace the idea of heart listening as a legitimate tool for building community. And if you are interested in learning more about UU in general and our congregation in particular, please check at the welcome table for information about our Learn About Us classes. We do encourage our visitors to also stop by the welcome table and get a name tag so that we may get to know you by name. Everyone is welcome to stay after the service for beverages, refreshment, and fellowship. We encourage all to help us foster a worshipful atmosphere this morning. Please put your phone on silent or airplane mode, or, be crazy. Just turn it all the way off. While all of our volunteers working to make this morning's service enjoy being appreciated, your applause is not necessary. If you are prone to making joyful noises but are concerned about disrupting your neighbors, allow me to suggest 2 movements our youth use in their group meetings. This means yes or I agree, and this is applause in National Sign Language, American Sign Language. And I've noticed the worship committee, when we meet on Tuesday nights, we use this a lot so that we can keep the meeting moving and still register approval and joy at what's going on. It works really well. Welcome, one and all, to our Unitarian Universalist community. We joyfully welcome you, whoever you are, whatever religious tradition, gender, race, sexual orientation, or age you represent. Through all your days in our presence, may you experience love. I would like to invite the song leaders to come forward now. Our opening hymn is number 159. This is my song. This is one of my favorite hymns, and it's so appropriate for an Independence Day weekend. Please rise. Guess what's next? Each Sunday, we speak the words of our Congregational Covenant together. As a creedless faith, the members of this church are joined together in a covenantal relationship, which we individually and collectively enter into with intention. Each Unitarian Universalist congregation chooses how they will express their vision of covenant. At BBUUC, we speak the words of our covenant together, both as a reminder and an expression of our faith in our fellow congregants. I invite you to refer to the screen or your order of service and say the words with me. We covenant to engage one another with honesty, kindness, and respect, to value diversity, seek understanding of our differences, and practice gracious accountability with care, love, and empathy. We make these promises to those who are here and those yet to come, so that we may be a safe, welcoming, and beloved community of acceptance, learning, and transformation. Our homily today was offered back in May, which I'll discuss a little bit more later. The reading was part of the original service and is referenced in the homily, so I will share Reverend Dobbins' introduction of the reading with you now. Make sure I've got the reading. I invite you to join me in a meditative space and listen to the words of Langston Hughes' great poem, Let America Be America Again. If you haven't heard it before or haven't heard it in a while, it may be helpful to know before we begin that it contains some racial language that was considered perfectly appropriate when it was written, yet might seem outdated today, although not offensive. So I'm going to read it the way Hughes wrote it, and don't let these terms disrupt your meditation. Just portion the poet and I a measure of grace, and let his words speak to you from 90 years ago to this moment. Let America be America again. Let it be the dream it used to be. Let it be the pioneer on the plain seeking a home where he himself is free. America was never me. America was never America to me. Let America be the dream of dreamers dreamed. Let it be that strong, great land of love where never kings connive, nor tyrants scheme that any man be crushed by one above. It never was America to me. Oh, let my land be a land where liberty is crowned with no false patriotic wreath, but opportunity is real and life is free. Equality is in the air we breathe. There's never been equality for me, nor freedom in this homeland of the free. Say, who are you that mumbles in the dark? Who are you that draws your veil across the stars? I am the poor white, fooled and pushed apart. I am the Negro bearing slavery's scars. I am the red man driven from the land. I am the immigrant clutching the hope I seek and finding only the same old stupid plan of dog eat dog, of mighty crush the weak. I am the young man full of strength and hope, tangled in that endless chain of profit, power, gain, of grab of land, of grab the gold, of grab the ways of satisfying need, of work the men, of take the pay, of owning everything for one's own greed. I am the farmer, bondsman to the soil. I am the worker, sold to the machine. I am the Negro, servant to you all. I am the people, humble, hungry, mean, hungry, yet today, despite the dream, beaten, yet today, oh, pioneers. I am the man who never got ahead, the poorest worker, bartered through the years. Yet I'm the one who dreamt our basic dream in the old world, while still a serf of kings, who dreamt a dream so strong, so brave, so true, that even yet its mighty daring sings in every brick and stone, in every furrow turned, that's made America the land it has become. Oh, I'm the man who sailed those early seas in search of what I meant to be my home, for I'm the one who left dark Ireland's shore and Poland's plain and England's grassy lea, and torn from black Africa's strand, I came to build a homeland of the free. The free? Who said the free? Not me. Surely not me. The millions on relief today? The millions shot down when we strike? The millions who have nothing for our pay? For all the dreams we've dreamed and all the songs we've sung and all the hopes we've held and all the flags we've hung. The millions who have nothing for our pay except the dream that's almost dead today. Oh, let America be America again. The land that never has been yet and yet must be. The land where every man is free. The land that's mine, the poor man, Indians, Negroes, me, who made America, whose sweat and blood, whose faith and pain, whose hand at the foundry, whose plow in the rain must bring back our mighty dream again. Sure, call me any ugly name you choose, the steel of freedom does not stain. For those who live like leeches on the people's lives, we must take back our land again, America. Oh yes, say it plain, America never was America to me, and yet I swear this oath, America will be. Out of the wreck and ruin of our gangster death, the rape and rot of graft and stealth and lies, we, the people, must redeem the land, the mines, the plants, the rivers, the mountains and the endless plain, all the stretch of these great green states, and make America again. Our congregation is an independent member of the Unitarian Universalist Association, as an entirely self-governed and financially supported by the voluntary generosity of our members and friends. Every week we take up an offering. It's good to remind ourselves from time to time that the offering is symbolic as well as practical. We know that it's through pledges, and it's the first of the year, so don't get behind already. It's the first of the church year. Start off strong, folks. We know it's through our pledges that we build our budget and fund our program and ministers, pay our staff and finance the comfort and beauty of our building and grounds, and we know we could easily submit those pledge checks to the church at any time. But we pass the plate during our worship service to make a community expression of thanks for the blessings of abundance, to visibly bring in the harvest at this most cherished hour of our week. As our offertory ushers, John Wrightington and Judy Holmes, gather the offering, please take the plate and pass it to your neighbor. John and Judy will help us cross the aisles, and at the completion of the offering, please rise in body or spirit and join in singing hymn number 123, Spirit of Life. As I mentioned earlier, the Reverend Monica Dobbins presented this sermon to her congregation in Salt Lake City, Utah, back in May. If you think it's hard to be a UU in the South, imagine if you were in Utah. Although less than 2 months have passed, you may notice some minor incongruities, some changes to be celebrated, some still problematic. Our fantastic worship committee chair, Linda Mowers, discovered this sermon, and we are grateful to Reverend Dobbins for giving us permission to share it here today.
I am one of those people who loves to celebrate a birthday. I want cake and candles and vanilla ice cream, the best flavor to have with cake. And I want balloons and streamers and piles of presents. Only unpractical gifts, please. Nothing necessary, for goodness sakes. I love birthdays so much, I even celebrated my dog's birthday last week. She's 4. I got her a tiny birthday hat and a tiny birthday dog cookie with a candle on it, and I sang happy birthday to her. She has no idea what any of it means. But that's not the point. I just can't let a birthday get by without doing something. But have you ever had a birthday that you just didn't really feel like celebrating? I know some of our friends here today might be thinking of how birthdays always remind us that we're getting older, but that's not really what I mean. I'm talking about how a birthday sometimes pops up in the middle of an otherwise terrible season of your life, and you just don't have time to stop and have cake or open gifts, or maybe you just don't feel like it. Maybe you felt that you've had to put on a happy face for the day and pretend like you're having a great time, but really you'd prefer to postpone your birthday until things are better. If you must blow out a candle and make a wish, you're just wishing that things would return to normal. It occurred to me this week that there's a really major birthday coming up. And this might be the last opportunity I have to speak to you about it from the pulpit. It's not until July, you see. It's the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, a day that is being called America's birthday. I will celebrate just about anything, to tell you the truth, and so I love a good 4th of July celebration almost as much as a birthday, a picnic with hot dogs and watermelon, an old-timey band concert on a downtown lawn, baseball, fireworks, yes. But it's always been more about summer to me than patriotism. But this year, it's going to be about patriotism. Like, just go ahead and get ready now. You have never seen so much red, white, and blue as you're going to see this year in July. And I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. I'll admit, I've always been a little cynical about patriotism for the United States. When I hear someone say that they love this country, I always want to ask, what do you mean by that? If they mean that they love the American dream, what America represents, I have to ask if the American dream is still possible for anyone but the very wealthiest Americans. If they mean that they love America because it's the home of the free, I wonder, how can that be true when this nation has the highest incarceration rate of any nation on earth? When the federal government has budgeted $45 million to build an Amazon-style system of warehouses for detaining undocumented immigrants? If when they say they love this country, they mean that they love the landscapes and wild places that make it beautiful, I have to wonder if they're aware of the many threats facing our wild lands, how close we are to losing so many of them to resource plunder. And if they say that they love the American people, I wonder why so many of these beloved Americans have no access to quality health care, child care, or even basics like food and drinking water. Now, some would argue that if I can't say I love this country, then that means that I hate it. But that's not true either. I stay perpetually mad at it, but that's not the same as hating it. Where else could I go? I was born here. I have no other home. I know that my ancestors colonized this country, and yet I can't go back where they came from any more than anyone else can. Here I am in this mess. And though I have no judgment for those who have left the U.S. for their safety, that's just not the answer for me. I think what it means when people say that they love this country is that they love an idea about the United States, a myth, perhaps, a myth that maybe once was meant to hold us all together, a myth to give Americans purpose and unity. But it's not working out for so many of us. Day after day, millions of Americans come face to face with the reality that America is not America for them. And so what is it that we're celebrating? Can we find something left to love on this 250th birthday, especially if America never was America for you, if your ancestors' land was stolen, if your people were stolen from Africa's strand, if the border crossed you, if you have found yourself tangled in that ancient endless chain of profit, power, and gain. The African-American civil rights figure and historian Vincent Harding once said, "I am a citizen of a country that does not yet exist." We are citizens of a country that we still have to create. A just country, a compassionate country, a forgiving country, a multiracial, multi-religious country, a joyful country that cares about its children and about its elders, that cares about itself and about the world, that cares about what the earth needs, a country that does not yet exist and that badly needs to exist. Harding calls the listener's mind to Langston Hughes, to the great poem you heard earlier. "America, you've never been America to me," he said, but remember, he did not stop there. "America, you've never been America to me, but I swear this oath, you will be." We may be discouraged now when it seems that America is being remade to betray the high values of its founding, that all are created equal, that we are endowed with unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that our government derives its powers from the consent of the governed. We may be discouraged to see a privileged few take hold of the American dream and dare to evict so many of us from it, while claiming the symbols of this country as their own. But America is more than a bleak nationalist vision of endless war, greed, and control. We are also optimism and democracy and possibility. We are also cooperation and community. There are good people in every part of this country who are trying to work together with others to build things that help everyone. It's our country too. And though we are discouraged by our history, 250 years of not living up to our promise, we can start to make America now. There are things that we cannot ever truly make right. We cannot unbreak what has been broken, but we can take steps toward repair. We can invest in reparations to Black and Indigenous people. We can expand citizenship and revise our broken immigration system. We can invest in communities stripped bare of all industry and all hope without any expectation that it will fix or solve our history, but do it simply because it is right and it can heal. To Harding, America badly needs to exist. It might be just an idea, just a myth, but it is an idea that the world needs and that the world has not actually seen yet. And he reminds us that Hughes' oath to make America echoes the oath that is found in the closing line of the Declaration of Independence. For the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Thomas Jefferson, in his own way, saying, "America will be." We who are Americans promise each other on our lives. We take it up as a matter of honor. We stake upon it our fortunes. We can choose to belong to each other, and we can choose that every other person who lives within our borders will belong to us. We can hold the vision of the best that America could be and work without rest until we achieve it. We owe it to each other and to the world until democracy is fully realized for all people.
ask Robert to return to extinguish our chalice this morning. And our benediction is a prayer for America by Tamara Leback. God of many names, you who has endowed us with the inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, let us remember this day that in this country there is no national religion, there is no superior race, there is no preferable gender or orientation. We gather holding a common value that the glory of this country rests first and foremost in its diversity. Out of many ideas, out of many beliefs, out of many views, out of many voices, out of many passions, out of many experiences, we are one. Help us, O God, to never forget that we need not be alike to live and love alike. We ask for forgiveness this day for our national and individual transgressions when we have chosen inaction or silence in the face of injustice and abuse of power and failure to claim our own. We ask for forgiveness for when we have not known our neighbor, fed our hungry, or equipped our future generation with knowledge and love. We ask for a blessing on this nation according to our own faith and forms, and pledge our voice in support of moving closer and closer to freedom. These and the prayers of our hearts we pray now in silence, in the names of those who have come before and those who are yet to be, in the names of all the helpers of humankind. Amen. Let it be so.
Thank you.